That brings me then to Montejo-Gonzalez et al. V. Garland out of the Ninth on October 17th. And this is about in absentia motions to reopen based on exceptional circumstances. And this is only this, you don't show up to your hearing, you get order removed in absentia. This is not the no notice cases that, I've been talking about to death, be it because you didn't receive a hearing notice or based on the deficient NDA thing. This is when you don't show up and you timely, which I believe it's 180 days post removal order, but don't, go to the statute. When you timely move to reopen after you're missing your hearing because you totally messed up, an immigration judge still need not reopen it and permanently banish you unless, you've missed your hearing based on exceptional circumstances. And the statute actually lists a pretty harsh rule. It says, quote, the term exceptional circumstances refers to exceptional circumstances beyond the control of the non-citizen, such as battery or extreme cruelty, serious illness, but not including less compelling circumstances. So it's actually one of the most specific statutes in the entire INA. And yet still, the Ninth Circuit and most circuits have held that is not a conclusive list. I mean, there can be other things, so long, I suppose, as they are as exceptional or compelling as those examples. And in this case, Miss Montejo-Gonzalez and her minor child, if I recall, they left with enough time to get to their hearing, but they ran into not one, but two, to quote LeBron, serious traffic accidents that prevented them from getting to their hearing on time. And they showed up at, I think, about 10:30 a.m. Court was still open. I'm not sure if the immigration judge was still on the bench. And they asked the clerks, is there anything I can do? They were clearly trying to show up. Ninth Circuit says that's enough. Ninth Circuit said that in this case, and it's always going to be fact-specific, based on the totality of the circumstances, that was enough. And oh, by the way, it's proper to consider whether unconscionable results will occur absent this. And in this case, for example, the children's father was a U.S. citizen or had become one. And so deporting the children for something that was totally out of their control and not giving them the chance to have removal proceedings would lead to that unconscionable result as well. So fact-specific analysis, traffic accidents can cut it for in absentia reopening when timely filed. Again, we're not talking about the no notice motions to reopen. But Montejo-Gonzalez et al., some grace in the immigration court adjudication process.
I was reading that, and I've had it where I'm going to the airport and there's traffic, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to miss my flight. I was just thinking when I was reading that synopsis of that case, like if I was in the car and they get the accident, like I'm going to be late, they must have been just freaking out in that car ride. It's not the worst car ride in their lives.
I mean, I'm not sure if it was LA. I feel like it might have been LA. I mean, not for nothing, right? Like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Like he was using helicopters to get around Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like for a reason, and it led to a tragic result. But like, look, show up, leave with enough time to get to your hearing. Immigration court is serious, but
you never know with these.
There's room for grace. And by the way, the Ninth Circuit said that this aligns with First and Sixth Circuit decisions as well for those in those circuits. I recall the Sixth Circuit one too, by the way.
Good decision.
I think that was a recent one I did on the podcast. I don't know. I'm worried. It was a rough 4 years under Trump in removal proceedings and USCIS. But I still think what made it so rough is sometimes it felt like sometimes with some judges, there was no grace in the judging. It was very strict, holding non-citizens to a standard sometimes that's impossible to meet or that doesn't align with how the world actually works.
I think that grace.
I'm not saying that necessarily you should have your case reopened when you're tardy or because you hit a traffic accident, but immigration judges, even under Trump, judging with grace.
Yeah.
I think that's what a judge is supposed to do. And nothing that Trump will do or his attorney general should take away from that.